Yo, people, it's your girl Osei. It's a new setting, we're in a new place. I'm not going to talk about my life right now. I don't want to talk about my life. I don't want to think about my life. What we are going to talk about and think about is something very important. God. Each night I pray, but where are you? Thank you, Lord. Anywho, I tried to believe. I really did. Our pinky promise. Both pinkies. I promise. I really did try to believe. To have faith. To worship some fuck-ass male in the sky. And it didn't click, mate. It couldn't. It's not gonna happen. Please keep in mind, yeah, my father is a pastor. In this diocese of church, though, it's called a shepherd. But either way, leading the flock off a cliff. Yeah. I'm just not built to worship a male. I'm not built for Christianity. Maybe if it was Allah. But then again, Muslim men just as scary as the Christian one. And everyone says there's no love like Christian hate, which is true. That's a factual statement. But Muslim men are... they're a different breed. Because a lot of them, they're fruity. And it's like, why are you resisting me putting you in one of my laces and some makeup? You know you feel good. You know you like it. Why are you scared? Why are you scared? Why are you shook? But yeah, they have their internalized homophobia, and I have externalized faggotry. So it would never click. It would never mesh. But yeah, back to the topic. Worshipping a male god. Yeah, I've really tried with Christianity. I really tried with Catholicism. Like, I did try. You know, I've been going to church 3 days a week, almost every week, for my entire life. It's not gonna happen. Why? First of all, the Bible has way too many catch-22s. One of them. So, everything's a part of God's plan. And yet, somehow, the devil's so powerful that he can reach you and he can catch you and make you do things that God didn't want you to do or God didn't already plan for you. But at the same time, they say nothing and no one's more powerful than God. So it's either the devil is just as powerful or more powerful than God, that he can go against God's will and God's plan for you, and that evil shit happens to you genuinely because of the devil, or everything the devil does, or everything, you know, the devil's capable of, is co-signed by God because it's already a part of God's plan. So it's either God's co-signing everything the devil does, or the devil is just as powerful as God. But where are you? Either way, he made that motherfucker. So either way, he part of the plot. He part of the plan. So, not rocking with that, because it's like, and it's like, it's so insidious when something bad happens to you, like egregiously evil. Something egregiously evil, egregiously bad happens to you, and Christians are like, it's all a part of God's plan. I'll pray for you. Don't send that motherfucker to my house. Don't send that motherfucker my way. Don't send that fucker my way. Exit stage left. Do not send him my way. Don't pray for me. Everything you pray for me, I'm sending it back to sender. If this is part of God's plan, he's A-okay with babies getting cancer and children getting raped. And I remind you, the whole forgiveness thing with Christianity, it only benefits bad people. What was I saying? Yeah. Unless you're a bad person who constantly does bad things and needs to be forgiven for those bad things, I don't think this is for you. Truly, if you have wickedness in your mind and in your soul, I feel like Christianity is the perfect place for you. Why do you think so many serial woman beaters and rapists find God? That's the perfect scapegoat. I'm a changed man. I found God. Like, yes, I'm a serial woman beater. There's no girlfriend I've had that I didn't pimp slap the fuck out of. A few of them I did pimp out. I did. But now I've found God. Fuck off. Genuinely fuck off. I can't do it, bro. I'm not like, as someone who constantly plays the role of the victim instead of the predator, I don't forgive y'all. I will never forgive you. But God's already forgiven you. So thus you forgive yourself. Thus all the bad things that you did. There really is no consequence for your actions. Because mind you, Christopher Columbus is probably in heaven. The Queen of England is probably in heaven. I think both those motherfuckers belong in hell. But they believe in the right God. And they pray to the right God. And they ask forgiveness from the right God. And thus Christians believe they're going to heaven. Mind you, you could be a murderer and a rapist your whole life. But as long as you turn to God and you ask him for forgiveness, you're going to heaven. Now imagine getting raped. Oh. Imagine that. And you suffer. It's ruined you not only physically, but mentally. And you will never be the same. You go through that trauma, that extensive trauma. And you're like, I can't do this anymore. I can't live in this body. I still feel their touch. I can still feel their breath. I can smell them. I can't do this. And you end yourself. You go to hell. You kill yourself, you go to hell. Because that's disrespectful to God, to take life. It's disrespectful to the Ashababa. But if your rapist goes on and lives, and lives, and lives some more, and they decide to turn their life to Christ, they'll go to heaven when they die. Yeah. Your rapist will go to heaven, but because you killed yourself because you got raped, you'll go to hell. But where are you? Or imagine you didn't end yourself. You went through that extensive trauma. Not only, like, it's not even a get over it thing. Because that shit, it the triggers be triggering. But you lived. It happened and you lived. And you die of natural causes. And say you're Christian, you believe. You go to heaven. Your rapist is also a Christian. They believe. They pray to God. They ask for forgiveness. They go to heaven. Now imagine being in heaven and you see your rapist. You can't jump them. You're in heaven. But imagine how peak that is. To be a good person your whole life. To be good your whole life. And go to hell because you yourself. But then all these evil people are in heaven. I can't respect a God that does that. I can't. And with all the things I've been through in my life, if God is real, if there really is some mystical male out there up in the sky, puppeteering this whole shit show, bitch, you're gonna have to ask for my forgiveness. That's how I feel about that. If I was to meet God, God would have to ask for my forgiveness. And even then, I still probably wouldn't. Bitch, I exist. It's your fault. Do I blame my parents for having a good time? Yes, I do. I blame them too. And I tell my mother to her face, I'm here and it's your fault. I've been saying that since I was a teenager, though. I can't say this to my father. He would pimp slap the fuck out of me. But her, I'm not, I exist and it's your fault. And they tell me it's really God's fault. And I'm like, well, fuck that motherfucker too. Yeah. That's how I feel about that. As a woman, and as a black woman, there's just so much potential and expression of creation that lies within me. And it's really some God shit to be a woman, to create life. I mean, I'm talking on some cisgendered hetero shit right now, but as a biological female, low-key, the uterus is given endometriosis. Like, thank God. And let me just say, I've never had an abortion. The only reason I've never had an abortion is because my womb is the place sperm goes to die. I don't like Jimmy. I don't like how it feels, Jimmy. I don't like the Jimmy. Barebacking it or nothing. I know it's dangerous, whatever. This is where sperm goes to die. Yeah. And we live in a day and an age where it's more criminalized to be a woman than it is to be a rapist. That's a part of God's plan. And then plus the fact, God's killed more people than the devil. Like, he literally wiped out all of humanity, all of life on earth, except 4 crackers on a boat. Maybe it was 6 crackers on a boat and a couple zebras. I don't fucking know. But he killed everybody. He be wiping out cities. He killed every firstborn in Egypt. All the devil does is tempt. It makes people do things they already want to do. And that's if you believe in them. And mind you, you have to believe in one to believe in the other. And I believe in neither. I feel like when I see evil people, it's because they're evil people. It's not because some force came over them. Psychosis is real. It is. Some of y'all hear voices. All the voices in my head are me. And when a bitch don't sound like me, I'm like, oh, what up is speaking tongues on my name? And I check that. But all the voices in my head are me. Some of y'all be hearing horcruxes and shit. That's you. So for me, like, do I believe in the supernatural? Kind of. I mean, my sense of belief, that's a whole nother video for a whole nother time. But, like, as a black woman, I feel like it's disrespectful to worship a male god, but to also deep dive into Christianity. I mean, it's literally gives you the playbook on slavery, the Bible. It tells you how to be a good slave master. And it tells you how to be a good slave. It shows women how to be submissive. It teaches you to sit down, to shut up and take it. And forgive the people who do you wrong. When you get pimp slap, you turn the other cheek so they may pimp slap the other one too. But if you pimp slap me and I 2-hand choke you out, now I'm the bad person. Do you know why? Because not only this society, but the Bible itself, like, it stems from religious texts. But they like it when victims stay victims. They don't like it when victims defend themselves. They don't. They don't. Slaves are supposed to stay in a slave's place. Victims are supposed to stay in a victim's place. Like, mind you, in school, if someone's getting bullied, yeah, and then they finally stand up to the bully, now everyone's going in the principal's office. How do I know that? Lived it. Yeah, these crackers hate me. I don't care. They're hating on a nigga shine. Period. I been knew they hating on my shine. I mean, I don't know. There's something about whiteness that makes you insecure. But it's entertaining to watch. But insecure white people, very dangerous. Very, very dangerous. Especially the women. Oh my God, an insecure white girl, don't let her get too close. She will wreck your shit. Shout out to Emmett Till, but she will wreck your shit. So, you know, tread lightly. But yeah, back to God and my beef with that motherfucker. He's killed more people. Like, he takes life away. And then we also say, another catch-22, we say God is good and he's good all the time. But he does so much murder. So much egregious evil. If it was done by the devil, people would be like, yeah, that's evil. Point blank, period. But because it's God, and God does good and he does good all the time, now all of a sudden, murder isn't considered bad. Taking someone's eyes isn't bad. Sending a bear on a pack of children for laughing at someone's bald ass head all of a sudden isn't bad because God did it. And I feel like this is the same way society runs when it comes to a lot of shit that men do. If a man cheats, well, it's their biological nature. Being monogamous isn't natural. If a woman cheats, that woman deserves to die. She should suffer. Yes. Fuck Jada Smith. Like, that's... But we've been taught to accept that. It's a problem when I do it, but when he do it, all of a sudden it's cool. Tell me I'm lying. I would love to know that I'm lying. Back to being a black woman and full of potential of creation and expression. We are. I mean, there were so many other female leading, female worshipping type of religions and practices that we just call, I don't know, we just call it primitive and evil now. We just look at oh, it's just too indigenous. Oh, it's sad, it's pitiful. But now we worship man-made shit instead of nature. And it is killing humanity. It is going to be the death of us. I mean, global warming and racism all ties into one, blah, 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 blah. It does. That's why they shutting up Greta. When Greta catched on that people's oppression is that's what's fueling global warming and the environment going to shit, yo, they took the cameras right off that little girl. They took the cameras right. They said, fuck you and fuck your lack of education. Yeah. But I can't do it. I can't worship a male. I can't worship this prescribed version of God that I've been handed. And mind you, I'm a faggot. This motherfucker don't even like me. Like we're all in his creation, but somehow most of his creations are an abomination. But we're all in his image. It doesn't, you know what I'm saying? It's not, the more I'm talking, the more it's not making sense. We're all in his image, but I'm an abomination. Trans people shouldn't exist and should be eradicated, but we're all made in God's image and he loves all of us. The sense is not sensing. The sense is not sensing. I'm black and a woman. Fuck I need God for. He needs dirt in the rib. I just hit Pound Town a few seconds. And I can create life. Unless you a trans man. Fuck you got on me. And even then you might be infertile. Even then I might be infertile. I'm a little on that gender spectrum. And I don't believe in an afterlife. Because I can't. I can't fathom Christopher Columbus. And mind you, like, his statues are still up after everything he did to indigenous people. I mean, it's not only the fact that there's people that have said to me that my West African ass should be grateful for slavery and grateful for the colonization of my people and the disparagement of my brothers and sisters in the Americas, that I should be grateful for it. So of course they tell Native people that they should be grateful that they were civilized and that they got colonized, that they should be grateful for it. Of course there's people that say that. And of course there's powerful people that believe that, because why else would the statues still be up? Why would there still be schools and institutions named after slave masters? I mean, I graduated from Ryerson University, and it was called X University for a couple years. And I submitted the name Tubman University. They didn't name that bitch Tubman. They called it TMU. Now we sound like a knockoff of UFT. You had the school named after a slave master. Why not name the school after someone who freed slaves to Canada, the country in which we reside? But no, you want to call them shit TMU, basic bitch. Whatever. I still got my diploma. Fuck them crackers. Whatever. I'm West African, like I'm fully West African. There's nothing else that I'm mixed with, despite the allegations during winter time. So my fully West African ass could never worship that slave book. I can't do it. I mean, I'm not going to be blamed for African Americans being sold into slavery just for me to become someone's slave in the 21st century. You must be out of your cracker ass mind if you think I'm ever going to do some shit like that. Don't make no sense. And the best way not to be a slave Is to free yourself, is to look at the shackles and free yourself from them. And I've been free a very long time. I know what I believe in. That's a video for another time. It's not the version of God that comes from any of these man-written, man-made texts. Why would a man be there? Why would I trust a man? All of these books are written by men for men. Why would I? King James, more like King Lame. But yeah, that's my story and I'm sticking to it. Bye.